If you've all seen one of my videos, you might have heard me talk about how I no, not like, love firefighting. Like, it's just written all over me. I got fire rescue written in my blood. But here's the problem with our community today. At least 18.5 to 19.5 million fires have started in from the 1980s. That's the timeline from when my mom and dad were born up to now in 2026. And the year's just begun, and they had like 43,000 to 45,000 house fires start from January up to today. So I'm making this quick little PSA just to say, always sleep with your bedroom door closed. I don't, not that I'm saying that I am, but I know that you don't, because most of the time y'all be sleeping with the door open. You got the little kids that be scared of the dark and then want to have the door open a little bit, and it gives them a little light. Or if they want to hear what's going on somewhere else in their house or near their room, they just leave the door open some. But that can kill you, because most house fires that I've seen on YouTube occur at night. And the majority of people that sleep in during house fires, most likely they don't even change the batteries in their smoke alarm. I mean, earlier, about like, I want to say 45 minutes ago, my sister was trying to cook something in the air fryer, and like a bit of smoke had went into our ventilation system. It got sucked into all the vents in my house, and it came out of either this vent above me right now or this vent by my door. And the smoke came out of one of these two vents and carried straight to my smoke alarm, which set it off, and all the others in our house. Me being me, I sprang right into fire safety mode. Like, as soon as I heard the alarm, I was like, "Oh man, this is if this I don't know if this is gonna be a false alarm or it's gonna be the real deal, but I gotta do what I was taught or what I learned from First Responder Academy." I stayed low. I checked the door with the back of my hand and the doorknob. You gotta check the doorknob too. And I opened it just to peek, even though there wasn't any smoke. Only thing is, my sister had set off all the smoke alarms in the house. From my mom's room to my cousin's room to her room, from the living room to the kitchen and to my bedroom and the hallway. But luckily, it was just a false alarm. But if it had been the real deal, I don't even know if I would have. I probably, me being me, I would have probably either made it outside, calling the fire department, or I could have been in here waiting for help if the door was hot. So I'm making 5 fire safety tips to give you to keep you and your families safe from fire. This is why I say do your part to stay fire smart. Help stop them before they start. Because most of the time when fires occur, it's just because we're simply not paying attention, we're not being careful, or we're not looking at what little kids play with. I mean, they'll be like, "Look, mommy, look, daddy, I found a lighter." And like, you gotta snatch that thing out their hands, and they start crying. Don't care. You gotta teach them how, if you have carpeted floors like this, or if you have synthetic materials like for blankets and beds and stuff and mattresses, tell them how this stuff is dangerous. Especially if you have vents in your home like I do. Like, the smoke can be carried through there. Heck, some embers can get through there, and the air can feed that into the little embers energy and just shoot fire out. So that's one of the main reasons why you should sleep with your door closed. Another reason why you should keep your door closed in the case of a fire is, if the door is hot, my door is like ice cold. It's cool, and I touch it with the back of my hand. Never use the front of your hand where your palm is, because that's gonna give you most likely first or second degree burns. And if the door is hot, do not open it, because a fire or smoke could be giving you an invitation to meeting death. So what you want to do is, you're gonna put something under the crack of the door to keep the fire or smoke from getting in. If you have any tape or something, use that to cover up the cracks at the door. That means at the top and at the sides. Same thing for the vents. If you can close them, perfect. I'm not sure about this vent right here, but I'm gonna still be cautious. If you can, talk to people, be it in your apartment complex or in your house, about windows with the screens on them. My home has windows with screens because that's easy. It's easy to divert something that's coming out the window because the little net, the screen, um, I know how to remove the screen because one time I got locked in my aunt's bedroom and I had to kick the screen out just to get out the window, retrace myself to the back door, get in, and then unblock the door so I can get out. There wasn't a fire going on, but I had got locked in there with me being 6 years old. But yeah, that's besides the point. Always talk. If you're 10 years old and you're watching this, talk to your people about windows or screens. They could teach you how to remove them properly instead of just trying to kick them down. Um, and rule number 3, smoke alarms and carbon monoxide alarms. These two items will be the top way to survive any kind of emergency in your house. Especially with the little ring doorbell system that we have. It's called ADT. I don't know what that stands for. But if you have a smoke alarm and it goes off, follow your fire safety plan. I'm gonna get to that later. Your carbon monoxide alarm. There's a difference. Carbon monoxide is an odorless, tasteless gas that comes from the main way carbon monoxide can get in your home is if you have someone that likes doing TikToks. They're doing a TikTok in the garage with the car on, and you're just relaxing, like, ooh, what movie am I gonna watch today? What show am I gonna watch today? That's gonna go from surfing channels to surfing clouds, baby. Like, you gotta be careful with that. Number 4, have an escape plan or an emergency plan. This goes for be it a fire, if your house is being taken over, a natural disaster occurs and you don't know what to do. Basically, in any situation, always have a plan to know what to do. I have my plan in my head. If there was a fire going on at night, I'd keep my door closed, stay low to the ground, check the door with the back of my hand, never the front, check the door indoor and up to see if it's hot or cold. If it's not hot, I take a peek. If I do see smoke, I close it and I go out the window. If it's hot, same thing. I go out the window. If the window's blocked by fire or smoke, I keep the window closed. I do whatever I can to keep the fire away from me. And I put something out the window or hang something out the window to alert fire rescue personnel of my location in the house so they can come and get me out before I get hurt or worse. And the final rule. Please, for the love of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, who has died on a cross and rose again to save us from our sins, please, 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 please teach kids how to contact emergency services via 911 in case anything happens to you or someone else. This story still shakes me to my core. Like, this was the day my grandpa died, March 14th, 2022. I'm looking for my grandpa because he said he was going outside to sit in the car for in his truck for a few minutes, and then, like, out of nowhere, I go out there. I see that I think he's sleeping. I said, "Grandpa," he doesn't hear me. I go and get my auntie. She shakes, taps his shoulder. She yells, "Call 911." I'm like visibly scared. I'm like I was just shaking to my core. Like, the day after I got home, like later that day after I got home from school, I found out that he had sadly passed away. I mean, Grandpa, he was one of the best people in my life. Even though he barely whooped me or anything when I got in trouble, he still was the best person. But for real, teach your kids how to call 911. Teach them your address. That's the main thing that people that take 911 calls need to know. Name, phone number, location, emergency service. So, like I said, do your part to stay fire smart. Help stop fires before they start. And y'all have a great, safe Mardi Gras season. Peace out. Have a good day.
Be safe.